I'm going to transport you into a story. A haunted inn, 2 friends, and a mysterious secret. What is lurking in the corridors of this haunted place? And will you be able to reveal the secret of the Boogeyman Inn? To catch a glimpse of the answers to those questions, just stay to the end of this video. This is a Bear Your Tale. The Secret of Boogeyman Inn. Flash, crackle, yeah, that was a big one. Lightning periodically strikes around the garden of this large and remote building, on whose porch that you and your 2 friends, the human paladin Gina Odrus and the halfling wizard Frogrin, now stand on. Red, yellow and orange leaves float around you as your cheeks feel bitten by the chilliness of this evening's autumn wind. In the magical land of Haladar, a couple of miles from the harbor of the village of Flexi, lies the Boogeyman Inn. This inn's name is quite fitting, actually, considering it's almost Halloween. Truth be told, this inn actually looks more like a Victorian mansion, like one from a horror movie, than an actual inn. The building is deep brown, and its architecture consists of various Rococo-like floral designs and a vast assortment of wood and stone statues. This building actually looks like it was built for Halloween, since all of the statues resemble various monsters of different kinds. Some have horns, others have fangs, a couple even have long and sharp tongues, and most of them have sharp claws. And it is this building whose wooden front door you now stare right into. Gina stands to your left as her arms hug and rubs herself, shivering. This time, Gina has left her baby blue chainmail armor at home, since, wearing that armor in this chilly Halloween weather would most likely have felt even colder. Instead, she's wearing a couple of snugly fit baby blue jeans and a yellow hoodie. The hood of her hoodie almost disappears beneath her blonde hair, as does the handle of her silver sword, Shiligido, which she has strapped onto her back with a brown belt. To your right, at about the same height as your knees, Frogrin stands, and you see that he is, unlike Gina, not wearing anything new, but the same green and brown outfit that he usually wears. "I see you eyeing my clothes there," Frogrin says, as he bends his neck upwards to meet your gaze. "I actually wear this outfit even when I'm not adventuring. Truth be told, because I really don't have anything else to wear, apart from a couple of 100 copies, mind you." Frogrin winks at you. Gina keeps desperately rubbing herself with her arms. "If I'd known it'd be this cold," Gina says, "I would have brought some more clothes too," Gina says, as her long blonde hair sways rhythmically with her arms, rubbing motions. "Well," Frogrin replies, behind his green ale-pint-shaped glasses, "I'd offer fetching you some of my spare clothes from my flying saucer, but considering their size, they would probably at best just fit your head. They might act as a cool cap, though." Frogrin smirks, not at all shivering as Gina does. He is adept at fire magic, after all. Thanks for the consideration, Frogrin, but I'll pass. Strangely enough, Gina replies. I really do hope our mysterious host can open these doors, though. And soon. Gina's teeth start chattering. Well, I guess I should be grateful. We're on a vacation, after all. On a vacation, on a mission, you mean? Frogrin replies, while eyeing Gina. Maybe we should call this a missiocation instead, eh? He meets your gaze, winks, and gently bumps his elbow into your right leg. Gina replies, chattering her teeth even more intently, as she pulls on the grotesque tongue of the front door's demon-shaped knocker. Its deep knocks echo into the inn, hoping that someone will come to the rescue. Sometimes you really get on my nerves, Frogrin, Gina exclaims, while frustratedly clasping her teeth, as another flash and loud crackle is heard from the skies, making her jump a bit, most likely because those lightning flashes make the monster statues on the inn's architecture more visible. Who, me? Frogrin exclaims with a smirk. I understand. You get like this in the cold. I'll help you out. Frogrin says and snaps his fingers. Her yellow hoodie and her baby blue jeans starts glowing in an orange light, and her shivering and clattering slowly start dissipating. Gina's arms finally fall down to her sides. Oh, thank you, Frogrin, Gina exclaims with a deep sigh. Just what I needed. Sorry for the outburst. You know I love you, right? Gina says with a smile, as she bends down and reaches out one of her fists towards Frogrin, inviting a fist bump. Of course, Gina, of course, Frogrin replies, grinningly, as he fist bumps Gina's fist. Gina then stands up again and straightens her yellow hoodie back into place, gazing towards the demon-shaped knocker of the boogeyman inn. Now, when I can finally think clearly, Gina says. Yes, as you said, Frogrin, apart from being on vacation, we are also on a mission. For the vacation part, this letter invited us here. Gina fishes up a folded piece of paper from one of her jeans pockets, gently unfolds it, and starts reading it out loud. I humbly invite you to my inn for a Halloween night's sleep. On the house, of course. You three have done much for the land of Haladar, so I think it is high time you get a well-deserved reward for your efforts. Sincerely, the host. Mysterious guy, that one, Frogrin comments. Or mysterious gal, I guess. Right, Gina answers. And there's more written here. P.S. And Gina, I've long dreamed of seeing the legendary sword Chiligido in person, so if you could bring it along as well, I'd be delighted. Ah, Frogrin replies. I was kinda wondering why you'd bring along your silver sword on a vacation. Yes, well, since our mysterious host has already been kind enough to let us spend the night here, for free no less, I feel inclined to meet the host's request. Gina reaches one of her hands up to her back, gently patting the handle of her silver sword. And for the mission part, according to my sources, Boogeyman Inn is supposedly not just haunted, but also holds a secret of some sort. Yikes! Frogrin exclaims. Haunted places aren't really my kind of thing, but defying a couple of ghosts for a secret, you say? Oh, sounds exciting, doesn't it? Frogrin locks his gaze with yours and winks, as he rubs his hands together, as if half expecting the secret to be some kind of treasure. And I mean, we can leave the hauntings up to you, friend, Frogrin says while eyeing you. Since you have the power to see into the future and all. When you feel that tingling behind your right ear. Frogrin smiles and gently pats you on your knee. Yes, Gina replies. Your ability will be invaluable on this mission, friend. Gina smiles with her gaze locked with yours. Also, according to my sources, Gina continues, the secret of the Boogeyman Inn only appears during the night and is apparently of the darker kind. You mean like black magic? Frogrin asks. Yes, once we settle in properly and as night falls, let's explore the... Gina manages to say as the heavy entrance doors to Boogeyman Inn swings open as a figure suddenly stands in the open doorway. Only its black silhouette is visible, thanks to the bright yellow light coming from inside the inn. Both Gina and Frogrin tense up as the figure emerges. The voice you then hear sounds both hoarse and stifled.
Sorry for having kept you waiting out here in the cold,
says a white-haired and grey-skinned man, dressed in a black and white butler uniform.
I'll be your host this evening. You may call me Blackthorn. Please, come on in.
The foyer of the Boogeyman Inn feels like the entrance to a castle. Its dimly lit floor is covered in crimson-red carpets. There's a curved and gold-decorated stairway leading up to the second floor, and the foyer has a myriad of golden floor chandeliers with lit candles placed all around the room. Blackthorn leads you, Gina and Frogrin to what appears to be the inn's front desk, made out of oak wood.
A room for 3?
Blackthorn asks.
Or do you prefer separate rooms?
A room for 3 will be fine, Gina replies as she meets your gaze. Right? She says with a warm smile as she pats you on your arm. Blackthorn bows courteously and walks over to a cabinet of sorts behind the front desk, where hundreds of different brass keys are hanging. Here she goes asking our friend, but not me, Frogrin mutters. Ignore the halfling now, why don't ya? Frogrin's head is located at about half the height of the front desk, so he can't see either Blackthorn or anything else happening behind the front desk. Frogrin folds his arms and pouts. I already know you want us 3 to spend the night in the same room, Frogrin. Gina slightly bends her neck downwards towards Frogrin and winks playfully. Fair enough, Frogrin replies with a satisfied grin.
Room 1408,
Blackthorn says as he hands over the key to Gina. As soon as Gina grabs the key, Blackthorn gently grabs Gina's hand, startling her a bit as he says,
Before you go, I want to personally thank the 3 of you for everything you've done for the land of Haladar.
Both Gina and Frogrin light up and smile.
Everything from ending the zombie outbreak in the city of Loma,
Blackthorn continues,
for burning down the forest of purple thorns, and for liberating the remains of the forgotten kingdom of the entity known as the Darkness, and everything else you've done. I've heard that especially you
Blackthorn locks his gaze with yours.
made a huge difference in the fight against both the purple thorns and against the darkness. Thank you.
Blackthorn finishes as he first shakes your hand and then Gina's.
I'm afraid my back is not as good as it used to be.
Blackthorn continues as he peers over the edge of the front desk to lock his gaze with Frogrin's.
So, unfortunately, I can't bend down to shake your hand, Master Frogrin. but know that I appreciate your efforts just as much.
Don't mention it, Frogrin replies, as he happily scratches his ruffled brown hair with one hand and adjusts his overly sized and green ale-pint-shaped glasses with the other. As the three of you turn your backs towards the inn's front desk and start moving towards the gold-decorated stairway, Blackthorn's eyes sparkle as he catches the sight of Gina's sword, Chiligido, on her back.
Ah, there it is.
Blackthorn utters.
Marvelous.
Blackthorn clasps his hands together appreciatively, tilts his head to the side, and smiles. Of course, I almost forgot, Gina replies as she turns her head towards Blackthorn. You wanted to see my sword. Shall I bring it over to you so you can have a closer look?
No. This look will do just fine. Run along now, and please enjoy your stay at the Boogeyman Inn.
Blackthorn finishes as he turns his back to the three of you, picks up a dust rocker, and starts to gently dust the other hanging keys of the inn. As the three of you walk upwards along the gold-decorated stairway, just then you feel a tingling behind your right ear. You see long corridors of the Boogeyman Inn, perhaps. You see a golden door plate with the numbers 1408. You see darkness and a set of green, hairy, and clawed fingers. What is really lurking in the corridors of this supposedly haunted place? And will you be able to reveal the secret of the Boogeyman Inn? Before I reveal that to you, want early access to these YouTube stories? There's a 7-day free trial to Beer Tales Patreon membership, which includes such early access. And before the 7 days end, if you feel the membership is not for you, you can just cancel. No hard feelings. And you're always welcome back. You can find a link to Patreon in the link in the description or the pinned comment below. Or visit this address, patreon.com/BeerYourTales. I'm looking forward to welcoming you into the terrific Tales tribe on Patreon. And now, let's finish this story. And as those green, hairy, and clawed fingers are reaching out towards you, you're back on the golden decorated stairway again. Normally, after one of your visions, they automatically traverse into your companions' minds. But this time, they don't. Even more alarmingly, as the three of you continue walking along the gold-decorated stairway, and as you speak any words associated with that vision, Gina and Frogrin, for some unknown reason, don't appear to register them. Room 1408. Which number sounds vaguely familiar, somehow, maybe from another time and place. This room's open and pitch-black doorway now stands in front of you, Gina, and Frogrin. The yellow light from the corridor reaches into the room, just enough to barely illuminate the room's blood-red carpet and the base of the room's light brown bed. Frogrin says. Anyone else finds it strange that Blackthorn didn't mention anything about this place being haunted? Well, Gina manages to say before she suddenly grabs you by the arm, covering half of her body behind you. You can feel her hand and yellow hoodie shaking, and as you look at her eyes, you can see that they are wide open and staring at some unknown point in front of you. She slowly and shakingly lifts one of her pointing fingers towards the base of the light brown bed. And from under the bed there are a set of green, hairy, and clawed fingers sticking out of it. To be continued. Click or tap the screen here to watch another dark fantasy story from Beery Tales. Check out free stories and get early access with the links in the description or the pinned comment below. And a special thank you to all of my Patreon members who made this story possible.